Hey, you're listening to Rude Reviews. I'm the Rude, and today we're going to be talking about Star Trek Into Darkness. Let's get to this shit. So, Star Trek Into Darkness, what did you think of it, some guy?
I liked it more than I thought I was going to, that's for sure. I was all set to not enjoy even a second of it.
That's how I felt, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprisingly really into this movie. I mean, no. Like, I was into it. I had fun.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It was something you could sort of sit back and eat some popcorn.
Had a hot-ass girl in there. What was that actress's name? The black chick?
I have absolutely no idea.
What's her name? She was also in an Avatar. Well, she played one of the Avatar people, the main woman or some shit. I don't know.
Right, main Avatar. She was attractive in that too.
Yeah, surprisingly, as a alien.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek Into Darkness, man, it was like we said before, it was a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah, well, after the first one.
After what?
The first one. It's awful. You know there's a previous Star Trek movie?
Oh, the first new one they made.
Yeah, the first.
I don't even remember that shit.
I remember it very well.
I don't remember it at all. I literally barely remember anything of it. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It's good for you.
I guess.
Not good for the movie.
So wait, how was this so different than the first one for you?
That's a good question. The first one just felt very hollow and empty. This one, I think they lightened up a little bit. They didn't try so hard to be like, ooh, we're so edgy and like cool. We're the cool Star Trek now. So there's I thought they overdid it a little bit. I mean, there's every like half minute there was a fucking explosion or somebody's getting shot or beaten. It's like, okay, I got it. It's an action movie. There's some action happening. Calm down a little bit. It's okay. You don't need that much. That was a little bit over the top for me.
You mean in this one?
Yeah, in the new one.
Huh.
The new one. I mean, they start
This
off,
one was constant action. It was like just constantly action-packed.
Like, if they set foot on a ship, you basically knew that ship was going to blow up in some way. In like the next 5 to 10 minutes, that shit was blowing up.
I guess. I mean, yeah, why not?
I mean, literally, there was no ship that they sat on that didn't like blow up.
You know what I really liked? I mean, this is probably a minor detail, but how they showed the main core, like the core drive of the ship, the engine of the ship.
Right, yeah.
It really likes you this time, because in other Star Trek, like the TV show, it was always this tiny little room.
Right.
This one was really mechanical and fucking huge and shit.
I agree. That
it was
felt
really cool, more realistic in a sense.
Like
it was like, wow.
It's like you're driving a fucking ship through space, at speeds above the light limit.
Right.
You feel like there'd be something more than just this little column of light that's like...
Exactly, like they had in the Next Generation.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I'm not a Trekkie. And the only, ironically enough, the Star Trek series that I watched, I think almost in its entirety, was Voyager, which was fucking awful.
Very horrible.
I don't know why the fuck I watched it.
I know why you watched it.
It was like you just want... Oh, 7 of 9?
Yes,
those
that's...
fantastic body.
That's why you watched it.
No, I'm sure that was definitely part of it. But I was maybe like 18, 17 at the time.
Yeah, that's all the more reason why that's why you're watching it.
Exactly, fucking raging hard-ass dick right there, dude.
Probably a little attracted to Janeway too, right?
No.
Really? Never?
No Janeway attraction going on.
Wow, okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. 100%. Oh, what about, there's the girl, the one that was like a little kid. She was like 4 years old or something.
A little kid? Girl? I'm not attracted to that.
She was like 4 years old in the show, but like her character was that they aged really rapidly. And then, but she was actually an adult person.
Oh, you mean where they hired an adult to play a little...
No.
Oh, she was the alien.
The alien that...
Well,
like,
no, I wasn't attracted to her either, no.
What?
Just 7 of 9.
Wow. She was cute.
I don't even remember. I remember the character you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember what she looks like right now.
Sad that I remember more about this terrible show that I never watched than you did.
I guess my mind has a way of filtering out crap.
Yeah, I mean, you remember 7 of 9 very clearly, so I think that...
I guess.
That's about all you
So back to Into Darkness. There's nothing really more I could say about it. Everything was fine. Every character fit its place.
No. I mean, there was tons of problems with the movie. So
Yeah,
it was
but I
fine.
don't feel like talking about all this shit.
Come on now. All this, I'm a Dr. Jim, I'm not a bomb surgeon. That nonsense.
Yeah, they're harkening back to the original
Yeah.
series and shit.
Too much of that shit.
The Khan character, I had problems with him.
I really did not like
So
that.
what year was this supposed to be?
I believe that they said it was 2242.
2242?
Yeah, 2242.
Are you sure?
Not 100%, but I remember being in that area.
But it was 22 for sure.
Yeah, 22 something.
And Khan was 300 years old?
Yes, 300 years old.
So like 19...
Maybe it was 2292. Like, I remember it was something like
I think it was like
90s.
2248.
Maybe. I don't know.
But
Anyway.
that'll make him like 1940s, right?
Yeah.
So we had
Yeah.
that technology to make this guy?
I mean, apparently we could make him, we could freeze him and send him into space and to a ship that would last for 300
To the
years.
mid-19th century.
Yeah, until
Or rather the mid-20th century, excuse me.
23rd century.
Yeah, 23rd century.
You're almost there. Yeah. So
No, I mean, they made him in the 20th century, mid-20th century. They
Oh,
made him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And somehow the ship survived for 300 years as well. He didn't die. And then he was still he was still smart enough that all the scientists of the 300-year future were like, "Oh shit, this guy came up with some good stuff."
They couldn't figure shit
They
out.
couldn't
in that
figure it
time?
out at all.
Whatever, man. I mean,
So yeah, like I said, I had some problems with it.
action-wise, visually, this movie was a hard dick for me.
Ah, no, the visuals are awful. All those lens flares everywhere.
I like the lens
Oh,
flares.
I hate it. I'm like, where
Maybe
is
I'm
the
a little
guy?
bit of a
What-
sucker for the lens flare.
It's just annoying because it doesn't make sense. I mean, they're in a room. They're inside of a house. Like, imagine inside your house right now, and there's like a lens flare that you're looking at someone else. That doesn't make any sense.
Whatever. It's a lot of. I mean, if we're gonna break it down to that level,
That's not a level.
We're
That's
gonna
just
have like a 5-hour show.
That's not breaking it down. This is the first thing you see. Is just your eyes are being blasted with lens flares. To me, that's
Whatever. I want to have sex with that black girl, dude.
yeah. Well, what about the blonde girl?
Oh yeah. Oh, her too.
That's right. I knew you were forgetting somebody.
I wasn't forgetting anything.
What was
we
her
were
name?
getting to it, dude.
What was
Trust
her
me.
name?
What was her name in this show? In the
No,
movie?
in reality.
I don't know.
Exactly. That's the level Star Trek's coming at. There's a hot black girl. There's a hot white girl. We don't know anything about them.
A lot of
don't know
people
their
were
names.
complete. You know, remember that scene where they showed that chick wearing the bra?
No, I have no idea.
She was changing her clothes.
Oh yeah.
And then she told Kirk to turn around so he doesn't see her. Like, okay.
Right.
But a lot of people I've been researching on the internet had a problem with that scene. They're like, what is the point of the scene? It's pointless.
The point is to
Does
show her
nothing.
hot
It's
outside.
the scene was like 5 seconds.
Mhm.
Who cares?
Yeah. Who gives a?
People complain about the dumbest shit, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm complaining about lens flares, so I don't know. I don't have much to talk about there.
That's true.
It was over 2 hours long, and that was a very short scene, so I could say that was not a big.
What do you think about so this is about aliens and all that shit? Do you
Little
think
bit.
aliens actually exist in our world?
I mean, the universe. All right, let me put it this way. I was just looking today at a picture of the Hubble telescope, and it was like a little tiny speck of the sky that the Hubble telescope looked at for about 4 months because it's so dark that when you look at that, you don't see anything in there.
Uh-huh.
And there's actually in the picture about 10,000 galaxies, and each
Holy
galaxy
shit.
has about, I think they said, 1 billion or 1 trillion stars in it. So, considering that was a tiny ass speck of the sky, the universe is a big goddamn place.
It's fucking huge.
So to say that there's
And
no
the universe is big.
Yeah. Thank you. So to say that there's no aliens and all that shit is, yeah, that's a little bit much to just stay out there.
What do you think about this whole UFO phenomenon and the abduction scene? The abduction theories.
The abduction scene in Star Trek? Or...
In-
Kirk, no!
What about people that have claims to be abducted by aliens?
I think that's some nonsense.
Nonsense. I mean, I don't know. I personally am more inclined to believe it, but that's just whatever.
I mean,
I've researched that shit more than you have.
That's fine. I understand that, but to me, it just doesn't make sense to. I mean, the world, like I just said, the universe is so fucking big, and somehow this one race has figured out like enough space travel that they can find our planet. They come here and abduct us and like probe us and poke us with stuff. Just like, come on, man, just say hello.
Well, whatever.
It's like, oh, by the way, we found another species. Hello, how's it going? want to hang out with you for a little while. Oh, okay, thanks.
Some Prime Directive shit happening. They can't just...
Dude, the Prime Directive, you're not abducting people and testing them while they're like strapped down. That's like the opposite of the Prime Directive.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe they have a subprime directive. They gotta freak people out.
Subprime Directive. So anyway, Star Trek Into Darkness, it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, it was fine.
I mean, I'm sure most of our listening audience has already seen the film.
Sure.
We're not really giving away any spoilers in this one, but there's nothing really to give away. It's what you'd expect to get.
Yeah, I was not surprised at any moment in time in the entire movie. Like, there was no...
No, there was no strange twist or some shit.
You know, who was it? There was some traitor... What was it? The Admiral guy who's like, you know...
Wait, but this was kind of like a remake of a previous one, right? Or it harkened to a lot of different Star Treks?
No, it was... There's The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 2. From the original
I've never
series.
seen it.
You should. It's a good movie. It's
Okay.
very good. There's actually scenes... There's scenes you would like. It's hardcore. They do some fucked up shit in the movie.
How hard?
Pretty hard. I remember being really, like, grossed out when I was young.
Really?
I was like, oh God.
Well, how old were you?
I mean, I was probably like 10 or 11, but still.
Were you easily grossed out as a kid?
Yes and no. I mean, I watched a lot.
Well, I know you're grossed out by feet. We had that discussion before.
Yeah, so that just
You don't
gives
like avocados.
I do not. They're awful. So that gives you a sense that I'm a sensible human being. So you should be like...
Avocados are fantastic.
No, they're...
And feet.
Oh.
What about avocados on a foot?
I was just going to say that. What if somebody scooped out some avocado and sprinkled it on some feet? Do you love that?
Well, not just any random foot, no.
Yeah, there's like a foot off the street. You don't know.
No, I don't want
that. I don't know. What can I say? You said you love feet. Your feet,
well,
man.
it depends on... Anyway, we're not going to talk about this shit again. We're going to get to something else.
All right. How did we get her? Something about... Oh. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, like I said, I was never surprised. Star Trek II, the original, very good movie. I think you would enjoy it. A lot of interesting things happen.
For some reason, it feels like a chore for me to go and rent this shit. Outdated. I don't like bad graphics.
There's not much graphics.
That really takes me out of the world.
Nah, they don't even do that much graphics. That's the cool thing.
Oh,
it's
good.
like, you know, that was before the days when everything had to have like 5 hours of graphics and 1 hour of, like, you know,
Of story.
Yeah, actual something happening.
Substance.
So yeah, it was good.
That's like a... It kind of shows how fucked up the society is getting now. We all seem to be a little more... Or maybe it's a transition period where we kind of fallen into quick fixes and the whole reality TV shit and everything has to be fast and immediate. You know, not real deep thought is put into it. Like we talked about this before, like in the 80s, it felt much more experimental. You know, as far as even like music, we had the electronic scene and the new wave, and films were doing a lot of animatronics and just starting to get into like fucking Predator, the movie Predator, the original one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 1986, seven,
I think. Yeah,
that's fucking incredible.
I still love the first opening spaceship scene. I was like, oh shit, that looks great.
It still looks great.
Yeah.
And also, just like the way they cloaked him. I mean, it looked so like it felt realistic. Like this, it would actually happen. It would be like that.
Yeah.
Now it's just too clean and computerized and digitized.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, it works for some things. Like I like Star Trek because it's supposed to be clean and like, you know,
True.
fucking.
It worked for Star Trek.
Yeah, it worked. But yeah, I mean, in general, you don't need every film to have this like just crisp, clean CG. Like what was the shit we watched? Pain and Gain. There's some nice, clean graphics in that. Don't need that.
Whatever. I'm not thinking about Pain and Gain anymore.
You're done. I'm done with
I'm
that
done
shit.
with that shit. Okay. So one other problem that we both had for the Star Treks, like, well, that mainly you were having, was everyone was really young and inexperienced, but they just picked these actors anyway. And
I mean, okay, just as a thought experiment, I mean, you're basically a military organization, Starfleet. These guys have just... It's like if you graduated from college and they're like, oh, we're going to make you the CEO of a company.
I'll do it. Shit, fuck yeah.
I know you'll do it, but they're not going to make you that person.
No, they're not.
They want the people who work their way up for like 40 years to, you know,
they should
actually
have that old
business.
guy to be the fucking captain of the ship.
He was.
We're going to get... Yeah, he was. They should still keep him as a captain.
Yeah.
And
Like his leg hurt.
I mean, Kirk really fucked shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll give you another chance.
Yeah. Just because I like you. I like the cut of your jib. So I want to prove you another ship. You blew up the last one.
Fuck that shit. That's ridiculous.
So that's what, yeah, that was my problem with the youngness, is that it doesn't
But
make
whatever,
sense.
it's a Hollywood fucking movie, and that's what they got to do. You know?
Yeah, all the kids want to see some hot young actors. They should have more women. There's only a couple women in that.
Should be a lot more women.
Yeah, if we're gonna have these hot young new actors, it should be just like 80% women.
So,
Yes.
Star Trek for me was a hard dick.
Really hard
My
day.
dick was hard, not rock hard, but it was hard.
Medium hard.
Most of the time because of mainly it was just fun. It was a fun movie, so we give that a hard dick for me. How about you?
A non-Viagra dick is what you're saying.
A non-Viagra dick?
Yeah.
I don't need to take Viagra, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you pop the Viagra, that shit's...
Well, if I pop Viagra, that's gonna be like fucking. I could just go all night probably.
Yeah.
I should try that once. Actually, I have some Viagra. A friend of mine gave me some.
Mm-hmm.
He said if you ever need it, and I never did, but I'll try it.
Okay.
I should probably just take it on my own
Uh-huh.
and just see how I react to it.
You mean like without a woman?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a very long night.
Well, hopefully it's not a very long night. Wink, wink.
Yes, thank you.
But no, it should be fine.
I mean, they say that
He
shit
said
lasts...
take half of it.
Yeah, but it lasts for like 4 hours. You're gonna tend to your own needs for about 5 minutes, then you're gonna be sitting there for the next 3 hours and 55 minutes with a hard day. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're just sitting there like, fuck, this is really not a good time.
Well, I mean, I could probably when I recharge, I could bust another one.
Okay, and then you waited 20 minutes. Now you've got 2 down. You still have about 3.5 hours to
20
go.
minutes, huh?
I don't know how long it takes for you. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to
No,
give
but
you
also,
the. I'm trying to
next
give you
time
the
when I
benefit
do
of
it,
the
I'll
doubt.
let you know how long it took.
No, that's okay. You can let someone else into that world. I'm okay on that.
Well, I don't know. We just gotta test it out. We'll see.
I'm just saying, like, imagine for 2 hours you're sitting there and you've done a couple deeds. You're kind of tired out from that at this point. You're just trying to, write something or read a book, and you're just sitting there.
Rock hard.
It seems like very distracting. It's like, this is not fun.
I mean, I think half is fine.
I know it's fine, but I'm saying this is made for 70-year-old men with like,
That's true. That's
they
true.
have like a woman, working on that shit for an hour, and still kind of a little loose spaghetti noodle. That he needs that shit. That's what that's made for. You're a young guy. You have no problem in that area. You don't need that in the first place. So
Zero problems.
You
I think
add
you use
that.
my blood as Viagra, dude. Capsules.
Okay. Oh, did you hear that?
Oh, that
making,
reminds you of something.
It does. It does.
Which is?
They've made a Viagra, like not a Viagra, but a version of it for women. I don't know if you heard about that.
Vaguely, I recall something like that. What is this?
What is it called? It's called like Libidro, and they say scientists have actually worked it out so that they need to reduce the potency because they're worried that it might be too effective.
That's wild, man. I never would imagine something to be too effective for women's sexual, horniness and shit.
That's right. They said they were worried that they turn women into raging nymphos.
Holy shit.
Sounds pretty good,
That's very interesting.
huh? Really? You got some plans for this, huh?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I don't know if scaring some of the listening audience with this, but
Nothing less the audience is fine.
they're fine.
Aren't you fine?
Yes. So
So Star Trek in the Darkness for me was a hard dick, and for you
a
was
non-Viagra dick though.
a non-Viagra hard,
Okay.
and for you was
That's a toughie. I'm gonna say semi-hard, almost getting to the hard. Just a shade of blood less than that.
okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad for.
Alright, so good job for you, Star Trek Into Darkness. Kudos.
Yeah, well done. Who directed that again?
Was it J.J. Abrams?
Yeah, that sounds correct. That does sound correct.
I think they might have had a different director actually.
No, I
this
think it's
time
even the
around.
same guy. I think it's the
Okay,
same guy.
well, whoever directed it, kudos to you.
Yeah, I was not expecting you to do a good job, and you did better than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. And in a few days, we're going to go see the new Superman movie, Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder, produced by Christopher Nolan. I'm so looking forward to this shit. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm really anticipating this to be freaking just incredible.
Wow.
I mean, we saw the trailer together, so let's review that trailer. It looked sick, huh?
Yeah, no, the first trailer I didn't really get into that much. That was the one with like all the love scenes and like, you know,
Yeah, well, we saw 2 trailers. The
Kevin,
first one was more sentimental.
yeah, Kevin Costner, like, Daddy. That I wasn't doing.
Then we saw the other trailer that had like, it was action, had Zod. There was a scene where Superman's like being, you know, buried in skulls.
That one
That's
got me.
fucking sick. I can't wait to see what the hell that is.
That one looked more entertaining, I would have to admit. I was looking forward to the skulls.
Yeah, the skulls, man. That seems to be fucking awesome. Looked like something out of Terminator.
Yeah. There's all these crazy ass aliens and shit blowing like the world up. I was like, oh, okay.
It's gonna be fucking awesome, man.
So that part looks good. I mean, I'm still a little turned off by the first part, but
I didn't, in all the trailers and everything that I've really seen about it, I don't really see him as a Clark Kent. He his name is Clark Kent on Earth. I should say I don't see him as the reporter Clark Kent or the news journalist. What the fuck was he?
I don't know. Well,
was he a journalist? Was he an anchorman
oh, in the actual Superman?
in the comics or anything like that, or was he
think he
just
was a
like
reporter.
a reporter?
He was a reporter.
Did he report or did he just gather information?
No, he did both.
No, he was a.
He did like on the street interviews and stuff.
He did.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about this. We gotta ask Comic Book Girl 19 about the origins of Clark's job.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure she's raring to talk about that.
Yeah, we gotta get her on this show.
I guess she knows a lot of trivia about things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean that's her name is Comic Book Girl 19, and she has a fat channel. I'm a fan. It's just good shit.
Okay.
It's funny. I was never into comic books until actually I'm still not really, but you know, she's it's a good show. It's fun to watch.
Okay. I guess
Their Prometheus breakdown was fucking hardcore and
really?
pretty good. I agreed with it.
How long was it?
It was the segments. She did different episodes, different aspects of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you like Prometheus?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I bought it on Blu-ray because I was hoping, I was really hoping for it to be more than I got.
Right.
And actually, when I rewatched it, I realized how boring it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
just
boring.
ridiculous. Visually
Stupid.
sick yet again. Visually great.
Yeah, for some reason, I will never forget sitting in the theater, and I think it was because I was bored, and I was sitting there like, God, this is really stupid. And when the fucking globe, launched from the alien ship, and when the first guy accessed the, navigation
Yeah, when
system,
he was in that room and all that shit happened.
Mhm.
That was sick.
I remember just kind of like, oh, like I kind of felt something, and like, wow. I really got a little shocked. Like,
Yeah.
wow, I didn't expect that out of this movie because it's just a very bland, boring, just stupid ass movie. And I was like, oh wow, this is pretty impressive.
That was like the highlight of the film was
It was.
the David character.
What? You mean he was terrible, right?
No, the actor, the David character was the most interesting for me, and the actor
Really?
is just fantastic. Michael Fassbender, he's a fantastic actor.
I don't know anything about
But that was a cool scene, definitely.
it. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
Oh, yeah.
that's with that. But Man of Steel,
Yeah.
gonna give it hopefully a nice hard steel dick for that one.
I mean, okay.
Not sexually, metaphorically speaking.
Or sexually, who knows?
Well, if there's gonna be some hot ass dick, a girl in there.
Or
whatever.
guy, who knows, man? We're trying to be
guy.
a little, we're trying to be more open-minded here, aren't we? We don't want to offend any
Again,
groups.
I'm not trying to. That's fine, man. Whoever you're attracted to out there, go for it. As
Mhm.
long as
Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
You remember there was a scene in the preview where he was working on like an oil rig or some shit?
Yeah.
Was it just me, or did he look just like Wolverine? in
He
that
looked
scene?
just like Wolverine.
He's like, I thought he was gonna like shoot out some claws and chop the oil rig up when it was falling on people.
He looked exactly like Wolverine with the beard and
Mhm.
shit, and he had like hair on his chest.
Yeah.
This is not the typical Superman that we've seen.
No, yeah, I mean they
He's
really
a little more rough and tough. Has a little bit rough around the edges. I like that.
hmm
More human
A little bit,
in
yeah.
a sense.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I guess.
minus the flying around.
Well, and minus the fact that his alien like brothers are flying down to Earth
Right.
in their spaceships to attack us.
But I mean, in his human form, in a sense, before he fully realizes his potential as Superman,
hmm
it's a little more relatable. He has a beard. And
Yeah.
another question: does he shave with a regular blade? Can a regular blade trim that beard? Because in one
So-
scene he has a beard, in another scene he doesn't have a beard.
I was actually planning on bringing this up after we watched it because I thought it'd be kind of interesting, but I'll bring it up now. So I was going to ask you, how do you think he shaves?
I have no idea. Does he?
I actually have the answer to
What
this.
about haircuts?
Yeah, haircuts, the same thing.
Unless his hair is weak like everyone else's.
So I can actually tell you. Do you want to know the answer?
Oh, you actually have an answer? Or
I
just
have
an
the
answer
answer.
you thought of?
No, I have the answer.
Tell me.
So this is actually in a Superman comic. They have a scene because I think people were wondering this after enough time
What,
passed.
he pulls it out himself with his hands, or
That'd be pretty brutal. I don't think that's not quite it. So you might not have expected this. It doesn't sound like you're on the right track. He takes a mirror and he uses his laser eye beam power, shoots it into a mirror, which it reflects off, and cuts his hair that way.
That's ridiculous.
Because he can't use an earthly blade to cut his own hair.
That poor guy. Like, what if he didn't have the laser shit? What would he have to do? Fly to the sun or something?
I
For a
guess, yeah,
haircut?
sure.
Does he cut his hair that way?
You know, they didn't show the hair cutting, but I imagine he must have like two mirrors because he has to blaze,
2 mirrors.
bounce it off the rear mirror.
No, when he was growing up, what are his parents, because he didn't realize his powers. That doesn't make any sense. Well,
Maybe,
obviously, when he's a teenager, he doesn't have like a beard.
Yeah, he didn't have a
But
big,
I'm sure he
thick-
got haircuts.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
Maybe his hair was cuttable at the time.
Maybe. I think no, he had powers. That's what the whole what
Then
was
we
it?
need to get Comic Book Girl 19 on the show to hopefully shed some light,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
pun intended, onto the topic.
I thought I was doing well with the shaving, but you're right. I'm still missing some key
That actually
information.
makes it worse. They should just left it unknown because you could at least assume, he probably just shaves.
Sure. Like his hair is weak, it just falls out. Maybe you can use some chemicals.
I don't know, man. Shit.
So yeah, maybe she knows. Maybe she can help us.
We'll
Need an
reach
expert.
out to her and see if we get a response.
Need an expert. All right. Well, that sounds like something reasonable. And I'm sure people would enjoy a little guest appearance. Some of the information from someone
We'll
else.
see. So Star Trek, not bad, and Superman, looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna end this episode on.
Sounds reasonable.
So, if you guys haven't seen Star Trek, I guess that's whatever. Go check it out. It's a fun watch if you're into that kind of shit.
Why not?
Superman, well, we don't know yet.
We'll
so
let you
we'll
know.
be back soon to tell you what's going on with that shit.
That's right. See if there's a steel dick.
We'll see, man. I want to blow my load on that screen.
Are we gonna see that on IMAX?
It's gonna have to be a big load.
We're gonna have to go over a lot of heads as well.
I'm talking metaphorically,
Oh, metaphorically. Okay.
not literally.
I got you.
Have a good fucking night or day, where the fuck you are.